on the Insert tab, we're not going to get into too much detail here, but the biggest things are we have your tables, so we can insert a table of varying sizes, which is great if you're going to put some data into your document. We also have the ability to insert illustrations, so we can insert a picture from a file. So I'm going to go ahead and insert a Vikings logo. So all it is we just go to the Insert tab, click on Picture, find it, and insert it. Now you'll notice that when I have the image highlighted, we have a new tab pop up on the ribbon. So the ribbon is actually context sensitive, and what that means is it shows us what we need depending on what we have highlighted. So we always have the option of Home, Insert, Page Layout, References, Mailings, Review, and View. When we click on Pictures, we all of a sudden have the picture tools show up, including a format bar there. But more on that later. Now, also, similar to the illustrations, we have symbols. So we can insert equations and symbols. Here, your most recently used will be there when we click on it, or we can click on more symbols to give you more options. So things like a copyright symbol, trademark, cents, any foreign currency, things like that, those symbols can be found here. All you have to do is select your symbol and insert it. Last thing before we go, we have a couple tools along the top, and then I want to talk about our backstage view. So our icons along the top, we have your Microsoft Word help. So when you click on this, it'll launch the help window, which lets you search for answers to problems that you're having. We have the show or minimize the ribbon, and what that does is it hides the icons in the ribbon so that when you click on the ribbon it'll show it, and when you're done with it, it goes away. We can also do this by double clicking on the tabs, like so. We have as well a repeat or undo symbols. So this, if you made a mistake, you can undo it. So if all of a sudden everything in your document disappears, just try the undo symbol first. Okay? We can also undo what we've done by hitting Control and Z together on the keyboard. And you'll also see a save icon. And really you should be saving your documents every 5 to 10 minutes. Otherwise, if something happens to the computer, you may lose all your work. The backstage view we access by clicking on File, and this replaces the old Microsoft Office logo that we had in the last versions, or the File menu from the years before. And it will default to the Info tab, which shows you information about your document. It gives us the options to save or save as. We can open a different document. We can close the current document. We can also look and see which of the recent documents we've worked on and where we've recently retrieved information from. So we can also use the backstage view to create a new document. So we can either create a new blank document, or we can create something with the various templates that are available. So we have the options of agendas, brochures, budgets, business cards, all kinds of different options are available. And one of the most important functions that's available in Backstage View is the print function. So print allows us to either print on paper, or it allows us to print to a digital file. We can print to a digital file by selecting the Foxit reader and then clicking on that, which will print and ask us to give it a file name. And when we give it a file name, it will save it as a .pdf, so we can open it in Adobe and things like that. We can select which pages to print, different ranges. We can select to print on one or both sides. We can have a whole other bunch of options. We can change the size of our page, and we can change whether to print it in a portrait or landscape depending on the layout of our document.